On this episode of Rod Knock Ranch, the Barracuda lives, and it's good. There's so much rust coming off of that.
This is part 2 of 3 of the mad thrash of bringing the Barracuda back to life.
If you haven't seen part 1, we do everything from this onto this.
Now, this is a little bit of a spoiler because technically we are filming part 3 right now, but we didn't have this little clip for you guys because we need a segue from that one to this one. So here's where we're at now.
On the last episode, we left off swinging this engine into the car, and then all the problems ensued on the Mopar A-body not wanting to accept the small block Chevy, but we made it happen anyways.
Who would have thought it would have been a problem?
Not me.
So we're having a little bit of a problem where when I first installed our mock-up engine, I didn't have a gasket on the pan, and I set this thing real close to the center link and without accounting for the gasket thickness. So now we're a good 1/4 inch too high before we can land on our mounts. And I don't know how much I'm going to be able to clearance out of this oil pan with the oil pump being right there. So we're figuring out where we want to go from here. Do we change the mounts? Do we try to go for it with the oil pan? We're brainstorming here. But it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit like it did. So we're back to square one on putting a small block Chevy in a A-body Mopar. Let's go up there and get some measurements of where that oil pump pickup actually sits. Because our notch is going to be right on this casting line of the oil pump and clearing the pickup tube. So essentially, if our pan is sitting here, we just need to clearance here, which will clear our oil pump still.
We're currently getting the motor back in. Another test fit. Will has cut a pretty big notch out of the oil pan. So now we're putting it in there to see if that notch clears everything.
Good?
Yeah, John, can you lower the jack?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yep.
They're dying.
Can I pull the jack out or is it here?
Yeah, you can pull it out.
Good?
Uh-huh.
What, did the car land on you?
It came down. It came lower than expected.
Oh, here's...
It was just crushing. The pinch weld was just sitting right here. I was like...
Our notch looks a little crooked with that center link, but we have clearance with that notch there, so we just need to fill that sheet metal back in, and then we are gonna be hitting
right in here.
Right there, so we're gonna have to put a little bit of clearance on the side of the pan there for that, but I think we're gonna be in good shape once we fill in that sheet metal. We should be just fine.
Ro and I got...
And Johnny
didn't help with this part. We got our oil pan clearance done, welded. We're gonna go fill it up with water and make sure it doesn't leak anywhere.
Oh, we're leaking.
Are we?
Yep.
Yep, sure enough.
I got it.
Hey! Oh!
Did you hear the gas?
Yeah, I'm out of gas. Wonderful.
After several times of this being in and out, and then slightly modifying the oil pan, Will just did, we're hoping is the last notch, so we are going to get it bolted in where it's going to sit, and we're going to check and see if it's finally fitting and clearing.
Right there.
Just clearancing this oil pan 20 times over. Making a plate right now to patch this last hole that I did here. We're just hacking and cutting and patching until the oil pan fits and we can steer the car.
So this is not from a rod knock?
No.
Oh.
No, those would be outward dents. Those will come later. We'll make those later.
Okay.
Oil pan's on. Now that our oil pan is clearanced and we're ready to hopefully drop the engine in for the last time, I'm going to throw our torque converter in the transmission. Again, we're running a 2-speed Power Glide, and this is a Power Glide splined 3000 stall converter. It's advertised as a 3000 stall converter, but I'm anticipating it stalling at a higher RPM than that because this thing had a whole bunch of bad reviews on it and everyone was saying it was stalling at like 3500 RPM, which in my case is better. I wanted an even higher stall torque converter, but I couldn't find anything higher than this for the stock Power Glide splines, and I didn't want to go to a Turbo 350 spline on the thing just for a time, money thing. It's a cold, rainy day, and it is a cold, rainy day 14 days before this car needs to be running and driving and ready to hit the drag strip in Tucson. We're cutting it close. We've had some other projects we've been working on at the same time. This is our list. This is our revised list of everything that has to happen before we leave for Tucson in 2 weeks. So I'm getting an early start today, and we're gonna just try to slam out as much of this as we possibly can. But it's crunch time, so here we go. First thing I'm gonna tackle is getting these headers mounted or at least mocked up. We've decided that we're gonna use these stainless shorties, and we're gonna turn them up like this. We don't need to do this on this side of the engine, but on the other side we do, because the steering box is just way too close, and getting something down there is going to be an absolute pain. So these are going to kind of dictate where a whole bunch of stuff goes, where my wiring lands, where my battery's going to live, everything like that. So it's going to look a little bit ridiculous with them kind of flipping around and doing U-turns, but it is what it is. We put a small block Chevy in an A-body Mopar, and it doesn't fit that good. Who would have thunk? Go figure. So this is our problem side. As you can see, we've got very, very little room in between that steering column and the cylinder head. So this guy is just going to sit right there. Boom. That's where those are going to live. I don't hate that.
They're not quite symmetrical, but finding a pair of headers that are is difficult. Looks different, but these headers are kind of perfect because they kick out already, so that's going to help our U-turn going into our fender wells. So that's going to be just about perfect. I might have some clearance issues with an alternator there. We'll figure that out. I might have to move the alternator to somewhere else. If I can get it down low, maybe that's what I'll do. Although I have a fuel pump going there. This is the stuff we need to figure out here. So those are just going to live on there and be in my way for a while, so I can get everything kind of mocked up and figure out where I want stuff to go.
I realized that all the alternator brackets that I have put the alternator over here, and that's probably going to be right in the way of the exhaust. So I ordered a kit that mounts the alternator way down low on the driver's side. So I'm going to stray away from that for a second. The engine bay is looking pretty good. I've got my pigtail here for the distributor done that can plug right in. And I ran some wire loom with my headlight wire and my fan power wire up to the front of the car. That's ran clean. Ignition coils installed and wired. We have our coolant temperature sensor done. Our oil pressure gauge is hooked up and done. So I think I'm going to jack up the car now, throw a starter up in this thing, and get those wires landed. I'm not going to put a battery in the thing until we get our exhaust done, because that side might be a problem where the stock battery tray is. I might have to move the battery tray to down low over here to clear it from the exhaust, because we don't want any battery melting issues. Bam! A little shiny, but that's alright. Looks like a fan shroud to me. We are on to the exhaust portion of this project. Ricky Rowe is back in town, and he welded on or tacked on these V-band clamps onto these headers. So we cut the 3-bolt flanges off because they're kind of ugly. We got some V-bands that are going on there. So these are a bunch of test pieces that we have, and what we're thinking is something like this. And then a 45 that runs up underneath the inner fender well here, kicks back and dumps down behind the tire. It's kind of the idea. So we're going to be test fitting and figuring, and then trying to kind of match them as close as we can to each other. The headers are a little bit different, so it's not going to be perfect. It's going to look kind of wild, and we'll be ready for turbos if that ever wants to happen.
This is awesome. Check out our mock-up.
Loud, right in our ears.
Right in our ears.
Fumes in the mouth.
Technically, it's in your feet.
Yeah. First pipe was the easy one. Trying to make that one match somewhat that's the hard part. These headers are both different, so both pipes are going to be completely different. But we want to try to make them look at least similar in angle under the hood, so we got some symmetry to the program here. Even though it doesn't look like it, we've made a ton of progress. The exhaust is hanging up over there. We just painted it so it doesn't rust because we didn't make it out of stainless. It's part stainless. Anyways, distributor is in. Our plug wires are all set up to where they are going to be going. Got a few more wiring things done. Our buddy Nick got the shifter cable installed. We just got to adjust the thing, so that's great. Ricky's been out back working on rear shock mounts because we didn't have those with the 8.8 Ford.
I've done heck of stuff.
Johnny made a parts run.
I've also been working on my own car, so
He's been over there working on the 55. And I just got my alternator bracket in, so I'm going to install that. The alternator is going to be mounted really low on the driver's side here to get it out of the way of our exhaust that needed to, you know, come stick up out of the car. And hopefully that solves all of our problems. We're starting to be able to see the light here. Another thing we're running in this car is a wideband O2 sensor and an air-fuel ratio gauge. So there's a bung already built into these headers. I think these headers are for a late model Silverado, like an OBS, something from the 90s. And they had O2 sensors from the factory. So we're just going to use this bung. It's a little close to the head with these short little headers, but I don't know how accurate my readings are going to be, but they'll be a whole lot better than no readings at all.
That's how they go in, dog. I'm telling you, I built them.
As long as the top doesn't get scratched, we're good.
How good does that look?
They look sick.
I wanted to drill a hole right here and put in a thermometer from a barbecue, but Will said no. So if the fans want it, just know that Will is mean. Just so you guys know, if you don't like, comment, and subscribe and blow this video up, we're never doing this again. So it's up to you.
Yeah,
if you want this more content, you better buck up, bucko. Because we're sick of your shit. These last videos have been we've been working our butts off. Okay? Yeah, I'm going to come down there and kick your ass. Don't laugh, Will. Right. Sorry I got angry with you guys. Sometimes I
you should be able to let go down.
Sometimes I just get frustrated. That thing looks wicked, bro. What do you guys think? Tell us. Link it down below.
Link it.
Shut up! I don't know what it's called. Okay.
Everyone's at, like gonna like for a split second be like turbos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we want to say all day. What do you guys think this thing's gonna run?
Yeah. What do you think it's gonna run?
Poorly.
All right.
It's gonna pull a wheelie. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And another thing, leave it down in the comments. Me and Will are talking about putting some little grates right here for grilling hot dogs at the show. What do you think?
What do you think? Worth it?
Let us know. We're willing to sacrifice the beauty that we have here to get some hot dogs.
We have created.
We want paint fumed hot dogs, all right? Paint smoked hot dogs.
Dude, there ain't nothing like it.
We're gonna call it for the night. We're looking at our list. We got.
I did that. I did that. I did that.
I don't think Johnny's checked anything off the list. He's been busy on his 55 over there. But Ro and I and our buddy Nick have checked a whole bunch of things off the list. We're getting there, everybody. So this nifty little bracket here should solve most of our problems there. It hangs the alternator way down low, out of our way. I like that we're not really even gonna be able to see it. Pretty excited for that.
It's like the hidden turbos.
Yeah, exactly. Which everyone's gonna think we have on this car.
This is the turbo.
That's a turbo.
What do you do? It's right to the water pump.
Right. And then you loop this back around to that, and that's where your horsepower comes from? Is that how that works?
I think that's about right.
We've just hit our next snag. The alternator is not going to fit down there because it's hitting the frame in like 3 places. So we're going to have to modify this bracket. I'm just going to cut
this round part that has the slot in it for the adjustment, cut it off of here, weld it onto more over here so that this alternator can swing out and live there. So pretty far off the motor, but still low, out of our way, and not too bad of a modification. So what do we say, Ricky?
That's hot rodding. That's literally hot rodding.
It's the name of the game. Make it work.
We're putting the carburetor on. It's a glorious day.
Damn!
Yeah.
Damn!
She on there.
Taking a phone call, but obviously he's putting on the carburetor. We're getting a bunch of little things done. I'm getting the battery tray mounted as best I can, but my fabrication looks like a 5-year-old trying to color. Ro's already done a bunch of little things like oil dipstick, oil filter. He filled up the rear diff. He's about halfway done getting the rear shocks mounted. It's time just to do a million little things. Our minds are just shot right now. We forget that we make videos and you're supposed to film things.
We didn't do a whole lot.
We didn't do a whole lot, but we got some stuff. We got temporary throttle linkage, but it's not linked because we learned the old cable is not great, so we're gonna replace that. But this fancy thing is in for now.
I ended up having to completely redo the alternator bracket again because it didn't work. So this is what we came up with, and that works great. So that is done and installed. Johnny's been installing an AFR gauge. So we've got our O2 sensor coming out of our header here.
It's in. I got the wire sent through a grommeted hole that I drilled myself. Well, did not drill that for me. And then the AFR gauge is right here. Let me shine a light on that for you real quick. See? Pretty. Fuel lines with AN fittings made up. Don't look how ugly this is right now. This is set for one of the tunnel rams. So this right here is going to come to right there. And then tee up to
the tunnel ram. Oil plug is done. That's great. Our breather comes in tomorrow. I'm gonna put the oil catch can on while Johnny's working on his battery tray.
we also bought a new throttle cable.
Yes.
And
I
we
was
were smart.
talking. Get out of my way. I was saying things.
All right, well, I was saying things too. I don't care.
We got, yeah, 2 in case we mess one up. To finish what he was saying, because he just so rudely interrupted me. Anyways, I'm gonna put the oil.
And I
catch
also
can-
am gonna.
I'm gonna throw something at you. I'm also going to run our battery cables, so that should be pretty quick and easy. We're gonna go one ground cable to the block, and then we have a bunch of other grounds coming off of that. And I got to route a positive cable down and around the engine to the starter, so that should be pretty quick and easy too. Get the alternator wired in, and our wiring will pretty much be complete after that. I got to land a couple of grounds inside, wire the taillight, and we'll be done on the electrical side of things, which is a great feeling because it's always a long and strenuous process. Johnny's cooking up a little battery tray for us. This is...
You ever sneeze and just like make your like whole arm hurt?
No, that's just you.
That's my brother too.
Drop it. You guys are weird. Drop it in the comments if that happens to you.
It's a nerve thing, I guess. I think Jasper Googled it one day.
You got weird nerves.
They get on my last one.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Power cable. Got this super cheap, like aluminized stuff that's not completely ideal and conductive. Pulled it out of the rainforest. It was cheap. We're gonna use it. It has this like transparent insulation on it. Looks like a giant speaker wire.
It is speaker wire.
It's a speaker wire, but I'm gonna use it. It's gonna work for what I need it to do. And it was cheap, which is what we're going for, because this has turned into being less cheap than we originally were expecting it to be, as things do, you know. But still, we did this a lot cheaper, given the power that we're going to make, than we could have with a Mopar, given the parts that we already had on hand. We had a lot of this stuff on hand. We had to buy a good amount of it, but a lot of it was already on hand. We're going to be making some horsepower. We're going to be going fast, and down the track, you're not going to be able to tell what's under the hood of it. You will be able to tell what's out of the hood, though, which I like. This little tool is well worth the investment if you're doing this often like we are. I think this thing was like less than 50 bucks. I've had it for years. It's been great. It makes perfect ends every time. So little tip on how I do it, and I love it, and I'm never changing as long as this thing still works. I think I finally found the upper radiator hose that's gonna work for the car. After perusing the O'Reilly aisle forever. This thing's not perfect, but I think it's gonna get us down the track. Boom. Perfection. Not even kinking at all. Awesome. Huge win. Just whipped up a battery hold down real quick. Got some long coupling nuts welded on to the tray on both sides, and a piece of aluminum with a couple of holes drilled in it. Some all thread that comes up all the way through, and I even took some rubber fuel line and went around the all thread there so that if my terminals are to move, they're not going to ground out on that rod there. All right, we're going to go with some 1540 high quality diesel oil in this thing. That's what we have, and it's going to run just fine. And away we go. I'm going to oil this plug here because this thing is snug. Distilled water going in. The Barracuda is full of oil and full for now of water.
Yeah, it's water, guys.
It's distilled. Doug's here helping tonight, and we're working on the transmission cooler lines now. So what I ended up doing is I ran steel all the way from the radiator back to the starter, and I have these pretty trick little compression couplings that go to a -6 AN thread, and I have the same steel poking out of here. I'm going to bridge this gap with braided line so that if I need to remove the transmission, I don't have to mess around with removing the cooler lines from up there and bending up the steel and it not going back in properly. I can just pop the braid there, and I don't have to run the whole thing in braid, which saves money. So that's what we're doing. We're making our final connections here. We actually were able to luck out, and we found these lines in the braid box, and they were done already. They had the fittings that we needed. Look, all right, we're a little crossed up there, but that's okay. All right, with that, we can call our transmission cooler lines done. Let's check it off the list. We're gonna get this thing off the lift, back in the shop, and get ready for our first fire up.
That's me.
That was the most old man thing I have ever seen you do. Oh, Johnny, leave that in the video. He just turned the camera on with it facing him right in his face. We're gonna get the distributor out and prime the engine. We gotta fill up the transmission. Even though we're not driving it, I don't want that converter spinning around with a dry transmission. That's why we just got those cooler lines done, but we're not planning on driving it right now. Here we go. Johnny is inside the car on the oil pressure gauge. Drill says we're done, so that means we're done. Engine's primed. Nylon hose stuffed into a funnel. We don't have a dipstick tube yet. That comes in tomorrow. So we're gonna shove this down into the transmission, fill it up, get a good amount of fluid in there, and then plug it with a rubber plug so we can fire this thing up. It's not spewing transmission fluid everywhere, and our pump is not sitting there running dry. So I've got the distributor back in the engine. We're primed. Our transmission's filled, at least filled enough for now. Johnny is actually running to town right now because we have everything tonight except for gas. So he's gonna go grab some gas for the thing. We have power and ground connected, and the car is not on fire again. I'm gonna go flip some switches, I suppose, and we're finally gonna watch this car do something for the first time. Okay, main power on, ignition on. Oh, none of this is gonna work because I don't have fuses in the fuse box. All right, there's now fuses in the fuse block. Main power. We got gauge lights. We have AFR. Ignition. We won't know if that's on until we're running. We have cooling fan.
The car's alive!
And I need to loosen up those bolts a little bit. And go to the front of the car, Doug.
Is that a headlight right there?
Nice.
The BBQuda.
She lives.
She lives. I guess I can do this. Ready? Cool. All right, starter works.
Johnny's back. We have gasoline.
It is 1:09 in the morning, and it is time to do the thing.
The time has finally come. We're gonna try to bark this thing off. Doug is inside pushing buttons. I'm gonna be here working the throttle and moving the distributor around. And we don't have a throttle cable yet, so all of our throttle action is gonna be from right here. Main ignition on. Running a mechanical fuel pump on this engine, and it's not pulled fuel yet, so I'm going to try to fill up a float bowl, and I'm gonna spill gas everywhere. We're just gonna do that. We'll let it bark, if it'll bark. Go for it. Go ahead. All right, we need to test for spark because I don't know if any of that MSD stuff works. Do we have a spark plug anywhere? All right, hold on. We got a fuel leak right here, and I got no spark.
After a bunch of troubleshooting and swapping out different parts, I now have the distributor that came out of my Chevelle, which is a mechanical advanced MSD magnetic pickup deal. Which I know works. We've got a different coil in there, even though I believe that that one is good, because I learned that our MSD box is not working. So, one marketplace MSD box to another. We have a 6AL2, which is great because we'll have a two-step. Got a killer deal on marketplace for this thing. And I did this trick little mount on the glove box door that can hide that thing away and keep it out of the weather, because this car is not going to have windows, and if it lives outside, I figure under the dash is a safer place than hanging off the front of the dash. So I'm going to get this thing wired in, and we'll try the fire up again.
Let's try.
Do you want?
There it goes. Now we got a little bit of fire. Something.
Tranny works.
Maybe.
This thing is solid mounted, tell you what.
Yeah.
Is the tranny in park?
Huh?
Or is that just, it's got so much torque it's twisting the chassis?
Twisting
when
the
you rev it?
chassis.
Watch that water. I just want to make sure it doesn't get too hot.
Yeah, it's way rich right now.
We're about to lose this gasket
Yeah.
on that side. This gauge needs to be tightened down, and we need to reverse the polarity on that fan.
Yeah.
Things to do, but this is what we needed. We needed the run to know that it needed.
It runs.
Runs good, dude.
Thing rips, dude.
Oh my god, I feel so much better right now.
Everything.
This thing
working.
sounds gnarly, dude.
It sounds. It's not even that. I mean, we're all talking really loud right now, but
It's not that loud. I had to.
It's not that loud. I can hear everything perfectly.
tinnitus. What is that? It does sound good. It's got a very beautiful exhaust.
I'll tell you
It
what.
sounds.
I'll tell you one thing, and it's gonna be the most annoying thing about this is like when we're like checking or adjusting things at the track.
Yeah.
The heat from this exhaust sucks, bro. I'm already sweating. I want to get my sweatshirt off. You know, I don't think Bro even wanted to change the wires. I think he loves saying reverse the polarity. I think he loves saying that.
I do. It's my favorite thing. You gotta reverse it, bro.
You got a little quiet on your response, so I think that was
Nail on
true.
the head. Ding. Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Hey, the car runs.
Car runs.
It's been a long, strange trip with the Barracuda.
Yeah. All right, let's fire it again, yeah?
Yeah.
Distributor and it's leaking.
Yeah. That's what I was pointing at earlier.
Yep. It's got oil pressure.
Yeah, we're starting to puke up here too.
Yeah.
Now it's time for all the little things.
So we got the car fired up. We got some oil leaks to fix. While it's on the lift, I'm gonna tackle. I got this one mocked up for height. I gotta do this side, but right now I just gotta get shock measurements so we can go to the auto parts store again. And once I'm done with this and out of Johnny's way, he's gonna put the slapper bars on. And we might drive the car today.
You see, it comes down too far, so we're clearing this, and then our slapper bars will clear that and fit over it, and then it'll be perfect. And I'm thinking so because this side is already done. So we cut that, and it sits perfectly on that, dude. Hell yeah, it's way better than on the 55. The 55 had way too much space, and we had to we put like that much of a spacer on there to get it closer, and it still was way too far. So we are dialed in. We're gonna get this side to look like that one, and we are moving on. Now, no one breathe on this. It is ready for the first test drive. Everything's been buttoned up. Rear end stuff's buttoned up. Good enough for who it's for, I'll tell you what. But we're just gonna get it to idle, operating temperature, fill up the trans fluid. We're not gonna film that, but the next thing you see is our first test drive in the Barracuda.
First attempted test drive.
That's what I said. Damn. He's putting it in gear for the first time. We'll see if this transmission works. We have no idea. It's 50-50 shot, he said. The Barracuda runs and drives, baby!
Let's go! Let's go for a test drive.
I feel like a child in here.
We have no cotter pins in that steering. I think we're that's fine.
That's a smoke converter.
What's happening?
Smell the belt. Something's burning.
Something's burning.
You got on it. It started smoking.
We made it so far.
Oh, it's doing
That
okay.
was awful, bro. I just got a mouthful of.
Yeah, it's just getting loose again.
Okay.
But it's on.
This is okay. Guys, we're driving the Barracuda.
I feel like a 5-year-old in here.
It drives really well.
They're smoking.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
I wonder if it'd be any different without me in the back.
Probably. I think it's the tires we're smelling.
Yeah.
Well, even when it was tight, when you womp on it, it just goes wobble wobble.
Let's do it to where me and Rose stays here. You go up, come back down. Let's see if it rubs anymore.
All right.
It's not rubbing at all. It's just wheeling the car.
Yeah, I think between us, it's
Yeah, it's just
600
back row.
almost 700 pounds. Why is it rubbing?
I don't know why.
There's so much rust coming off of that. I was like, it's leaking.
This is the fastest car I've ever driven.
Yeah.
This thing is a rocket ship.
Oh, dude, it sounds so good going by.
So it's a little warm. We're just coasting down with the fan running. Got a little line of people because we just stopped in the middle of the road. But it's fine.
Running already, it's not that good.
It looks so good going
Does
by.
it?
Wait till you see the video, dude.
Oh, it's so much fun. It is so quick, dude. This thing just, whoa, okay, let's go. Here we
It
go.
sounds like a rocket ship.
It
coming
feels
up.
like a rocket ship, and it's also really scary. I mean, it drives great, actually. It's remarkably easy to drive.
How's the rear end feel?
The rear end feels great.
Good.
This is the fastest car I think I've ever driven. It is a rocket ship. The transmission works perfect. The thing rips.
It's settled.
It runs great.
I can't wait to not drive it.
It actually drives good. Like it drives
Johnny
great.
has a good one.
We
hated
totally
it.
won.
Johnny's
Let's
good.
finish this thing up.
So when you were
Everyone's
driving, I was
stopping,
like, oh my
thumbs
God,
up.
is it leaking? And I realized it looks like water spraying out of everywhere, but it's rust going out of under it. It was actually wild to see. Because it was all sparkly. It looks like it's just water flinging everywhere.
Dude, these guys got out and we went, I made a full throttle pull or two and it rips. I am cutting up old Barracuda sheet metal that we pulled out of the floor here, and I made this. This is our rear firewall. Because our fuel cell is mounted in the trunk, we need to have a firewall to be NHRA legal, and really you just want one anyways. You don't want all those fumes coming up into the cabin area. So making a couple of little patch panels to live here, and got to make one down for the spare tire well. And our trunk will be sealed up hermetically with rusty old Barracuda sheet metal. We leave in hours from now. 10, I think, to be exact, maybe 11. We're probably going to be pulling an all-nighter on this thing because we still have a bunch of little odds and ends to do. Some of it not so exciting, so we're going to hammer this thing out, get it done, so we can put this thing on the trailer some wee hour of the morning. And
Hold on. These cats are just, I don't know if you can see them. One just jumped out and got another out there. They just, anything that we move to a new spot, they're like, we got to re-investigate it.
what's going on? That's Goop over there. He's checking out the truck. So anyways, not much time to go. Let's get this car finished up, loaded on the trailer so we can head to Duct Tape Drags. So there's a trend with the Barracuda. Do something and then undo it and do it again. It's happened on pretty much everything on this car so far. The next thing that we're doing again is the door latch on the driver's side. And I don't know if I have to, but I want to cover all my bases. I don't think that the gate latch is going to pass tech inspection. And the reason I say that is because you can only open the door from the inside of the car. You can reach in, but on the driver's side, in order to do that, you have to drop the window net and then reach in, and that just takes too much time. So I got this factory style spring-loaded latch that I'm gonna weld onto the door, onto the plate that's already there, and I'll have a striker that comes off of the roll bar, which I know Tech Inspection is really gonna like because the roll bar is the sturdiest part of this entire car.
You don't know we're talking about the gate latch? I'll show you B-roll right now as I'm talking. I had lots and lots of hours to edit through on the first video. That part of the video didn't make it in. So these were the latches we went for in the first place. So, redoing that.
All done.
Close the door for the people. Let them see it work.
Bam. Latched. Unlatched.
We saved this portion, the windshield, for almost last because we know how we are and how things happen around us, and we didn't want it to go all scratched up and looking terrible right away. That can be after. As long as this lasts the next couple of days while we race, after it's fine. Whatever happens to it happens. So now, I bought a bunch of this poster paper from the local craft store, and I'm just going to tape a bunch of it together to make a template. And I got this because it's a little bit more manageable and malleable to kind of put where I need it and feel my creases. And yeah, I'm going to make a cool little taped template. Instead of forcing you all to watch it, here it is. It's kind of done. So the rivets we had are not long enough. And we're thinking that we're leaving in like 4 hours. We're staying up all night and our buddies are driving the first leg of the drive and we're gonna sleep. But anyways, we got the wrong rivets. We're supposed to meet at 6:30 a.m. We're thinking that Home Depot opens at 5. So we might just go there at 5 a.m., get rivets, do the rivets in the parking lot, and then meet up with our convoy. By the way, there is so much time between the first slap and this one. That was very challenging. It's my first time doing it, and yeah, that was something else, I'll tell you what. Loaded and in town, ready to go. I don't know why I said Home Depot. We're going to our local Ace. We're gonna get some rivets. 55 is here too, look how pretty she is. But that's not this video, so don't get too caught up on that. Time to buy some rivets and put these in, and then hit the road where Will and I get to sleep for 3 or 4 hours because we didn't sleep last night. NHRA wants them between 2 and 3 inches apart, so we got to do one every 2 to 3 inches all around the perimeter.
How many just to get us on the road and then do the rest?
Not that many.
We need the corners.
Just enough to get.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should just cut to us driving this somewhere cool. So here you go.
Trailer. This thing is a rocket ship, dude. It is terrifying. It actually drives really well, but man is it loud, and it just moves out immediately. It's hard to tell how fast I'm going because everything's rattling and it's loud and I can't hear or think or really do anything but hold on. But man, is it fun. It chucked the belt a minute ago, so we put it back on the trailer and we're gonna keep on our way and figure out why that happened. It was probably just spinning at 7,000 RPM and the belt not having it. But great second test drive, I'd say. We put it back on the trailer and it's not blown up. That's gonna do it for today's episode. Tune in next week where we take this thing to Duct Tape Drags in Tucson, Arizona. We're on our way right now. This thing's going to make passes there. Stay tuned.
You like smooth jazz?
Smoother.
No, just kidding. This is our exhaust. Smoother. Yeah, just like that. That's what it's gonna sound like when it's done. Watch this.
Wow.
That was not as smooth as I thought it was gonna be.
No, I thought it was gonna slide right in. Cut that out.